Good morning, this is Judy Bays, and I'm here with Audacity tutorial. There are a couple of things you need to do in order to start with the Audacity program. First of all, check your computer's microphone. In order to do that, click on the mixer, go to System Sounds, check on Recording. Make sure that your microphone that says microphone array, that's the built-in microphone to your computer. If you would choose another microphone that you plug in your computer, then you would use jack mic. But as long as you have this graphic equalizer to the right that's going up and down while I'm speaking, then your microphone is working. If for some reason it was not, or your students were not, double click on this, go to Levels, and this would be muted. So what you want to do would be to unmute that. So the microphone's good and ready to go. So that's our one thing that we need to do with our computer. Now to download Audacity. So you're going to need Audacity, and you're also going to need Movie Maker. So you're going to download both of these if you don't have them installed on your computer from the Software Center here at the BTCS school system. So type in the search bar and find Software Center. This is available for you as well as all of your students. All right, there's Audacity right at the top that you want to click on and use that. And if Windows Movie Maker should be already installed on this one. So I'm going to install, if not, you would just scroll down, find the Movie Maker and install that as well. So I'm installing the ones that are selected. There's one further step that you need to do with Audacity, but we won't be able to do it until we're exporting our finished product. Audacity is a free audio editing program. Open it up and I will show you what we need to do. There we go, finish, and there. So it's asking me here, we want to say okay to everything, and there is Audacity up. Okay. Now, there are a couple of things that we need to do in order to start our recording. First of all, if you look across the top, you have a file, you have an edit, view, transport, tracks, generate, effect, and these have all kinds of great things that you can change the voice sounds and add different things onto it. It's really nice. And then analyze, and then help. Help, they do have a great program for this, and there are lots of videos online for Audacity. All right, in order to record my voice live using the microphone that's here, there's a couple of settings that we need to go over. The first block right here should always say, when you're recording from your computer microphone, MME. The second one should be speakers, headphones, Realtek. The third one should, or they may be reversed, could be microphone array here and speakers here, doesn't really matter. But make sure it has microphone array Realtek, because that is your speaker for your program. And then the last would be stereo. This is the pause button. Try not to ever use the pause button. It just causes a great deal of trouble. So always just completely shut it off. If you pause it, it sort of shuts everything down, and you'll forget that it's paused and then think it's been frozen. This play button, stop, back, forward, and record. So we're going to go ahead and start with a recording. I'm going to click the button and begin my recording. As you see, you'll see the sound wave go by as I'm speaking, and it's a great, wonderful thing to be able to have. I'm going to give you an opportunity to see how I'm going to edit. I'm going to leave a large space and then go back and edit the spot that I left. I'm going to push stop, and then you can either drag or hit the back button. Everybody finds the thing that they want to do, click, and you can hear it. And begin my recording. As you see, you'll see the sound wave go by as I'm speaking. All right, I'm going to show you a way, this right here, I'm going to cut that out. I highlight, delete, and now it's gone. You'll see the sound wave go by as I'm speaking, and it's a great, wonderful thing to be able to have. I'm going to give you... There's another which is a great thing to get out. And so that's how basically you edit it. I'm going to edit this one long pause out that I did put in there on purpose. Highlight and delete. To see how I'm going to edit, I'm going to leave a large space and then go back and edit the spot that I left. I'm going to push. Okay. And I'm going to take this one piece off because that starts another sentence and I don't want to do any more. I'm going to edit some of this out so that the flow is good and together. All right, once I'm satisfied with what it sounds like, I'm now going to export it. There are a couple of ways to do this, but the best is to not save it as. If you save it as a project, it does save it in Audacity, but only for a limited amount of time. When you export it, you always know that it's going to be saved. So what I'm doing, and I have my students do, is I have them put a folder on their desktop that says music. And then that way it always goes in that folder. A WAV file down here is a large file. It's a music file or an audio file, but you cannot, because it's so large, you can't email it, and oftentimes it will not allow you to import it into another program, for instance, YouTube. You couldn't upload it to YouTube. So what we want to do is we want to always save it as an MP3 file, which is a very small file of the same thing with great quality. So I'm going to call this narrow 1, and now I'm going to save it, and it's going to ask for my artist name. I'm always going to put my name just for that. It doesn't really matter, and hit OK. Now, this is something that you're going to have to do in order to get the MP3 file, and you'll also have to do this with your students. It says Audacity needs the file LAME to create MP3s. Don't go to browse. From here it says to get a free copy of LAME, click here, download. You're going to click the download. Automatically the download comes up. Under Windows right here you see the LAME download. You're going to click on the recommended, and you're going to save it. Once it's saved, then you'll go to your downloads and you'll click it and open it. Right after that, you're going to also have to download this FFmpeg file. So you can go ahead and do that. There are 2 files that you'll need, the one and the FFmpeg. All right, so I'm going to the FFmpeg. I'm actually not going to do it that way. I'm going to go back and I'm going to save my FFmpeg file. So I'm going to go ahead and run my LAME file and incorporate it in. So you're going to set it up all the way across just by clicking, and it's in. Now, the FFmpeg takes a little bit longer, but as soon as it's loaded, you'll want to do the same thing. And that way, it will enable you to do everything as an MP3. Once it's actually loaded, you'll do the same thing. Now that you have gotten both the LAME file and the FFmpeg file, you can go back to File again, and we're going to export this live recording. So into export, we are going to export it to the desktop. We're going to just list this as live record and hit save. This will come back up. We are going to save it as an MP3, and this time it is going through because we have done that. So this ends part 1 of live recording with Audacity. Our next part will be recording what your computer hears. This is great if you want to take an excerpt off something or if you want to add music to your recordings. You just have to change your settings a little bit. So here we would go to File, New, and go to change your setting to WASAPI. When you do that, and OK, both of these should change to speakers. You should have nothing that says microphone. If you do have microphone in here, then it's going to pick up what you hear outside as well. And that's something that you don't want to do. So you can go on to any account. YouTube has some great music, background music that is not copyrighted that you can use. All right, and click on this. It's great background music that you can use. And we'll go ahead and start recording one of these. You just want to make sure that you pass all of the, you're not recording a commercial. So I usually pull this down a little bit. You always want to start your Audacity first, recording, and then go down and hit this because you can edit the dead space off in just a minute. So you're going to push play here. There's your Audacity file, and it is now recording your music. You can also edit music in here as well. So if you have students that are wanting to use some popular music, you're allowed to use 15% of a song without getting in trouble for copyright infringement. So they can actually edit songs together. You can take the beginning of one song and add the end to it, and then start on a new song, and then take the beginning of one song and blend it into the next one. It's all very easy to do with Audacity. You record one, and then you simply just import it back into this one so that you can put the two together. All right, I'm going to go ahead and push stop at this point. And now stop on Audacity. So what I would like to do at this point is go back to the very beginning and see all this dead space that you have. All you need to do is highlight it and delete. And it brings it right in. This has got a fade in part. Since I didn't record the whole song, in order to make it sound a little bit better, I'm going to take the back of this and use an effect. This effect that I'm going to use up here would be fade out. And that's a good way to fade in from one song to the other. You can also, if you have a student who is talking and their microphone isn't set up loud enough, you can also highlight all of this and go back into the effect and amplify it so that it can be heard. All right, I'm going to export this as well to the same desktop. Just give it a title, and there it goes. Now, if I was satisfied with this, I would leave it the way that it was, but since I'm going to be using it for a video, I might want to edit it a little bit more. So what I am going to do is go back to the very beginning by highlighting, and I'm going to copy this. And it works better if you go right into copy and not Control-C. Sometimes it does not copy when you do that. So I'm going to click right here at the very end, and I'm going to paste it. So that way it just goes from one thing into the other. In this way it lengthens my background while I'm using it for my video. That way I can make it as long as I would like. And once you get the length of your video, then it's a good thing to do. Now, if I want to edit my voice back in here so that I just have to drag in one track to my movie maker, I can do that as well. So now that I have this finished, I'm going to go ahead and import. Well, first I need, I'm going to import audio, and that will actually be from my desktop. The live record. Notice it added a track down here, just like that. Well, I don't want my live record, I don't want my voice to start at the very beginning. So what I am going to do is I want some introduction to play first before I want my voice to come in. So what I am going to do is I'm going to highlight this way, and I'm going to actually listen to where I want it inserted this time. So I think I would like my voice inserted at a different spot. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to completely get rid of the one I just did. And right here at that spot, I'm going to paste my voice back in so that it is right there. Now, I want my voice to be heard over the music. So what I think I would like to do here is I would like to reduce the sound on the music while I'm speaking. So all I have to do is highlight the area where I'm speaking and go into Effect and go to Amplify, and I'm going to take it down so that the music will be less noisy, or less so I can hear it. There's the preview part. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. I like it that way. Notice it makes it smaller here. And if that still didn't work, I could go back in and actually amplify my voice. But let's hear what it sounds like from the beginning. As you see, you'll see the sound wave go by as I'm speaking, and it's a great, wonderful. All right, so there you heard me speaking. If I felt like it wasn't enough, I'll take my voice right here, and I can go back into Effect, and I can bring up my voice. I want to be careful not to clip it, because if I go in this, the little OK is missing, then my voice will start distorting. So I want to take it as far as I can without the OK being gone. And hit OK. Now it went ahead and brought my voice up, and I shouldn't have any clipping. And that to me sounds better. So now I would narrate my entire program all the way across, adding it in. And for my final thing, I'm going to export it once again to the desktop, calling it Final Audio for my project, and hit Save.